In the current days of the NFL, the league is mainly dominated by few teams like the Saints, the Baltimore Ravens, and mainly the Kansas City Chiefs. But with the recent offseason moves that have been going on, I believe that there are five sleepers that have a very good chance of making the Super Bowl. What's up, everybody? It's AC Analysis, and today I'm going to be talking about five teams that I feel like could reach the Super Bowl in the 2020-2021 offseason. These will be sleeper teams, teams that people aren't talking about as much, and basically kind of like underdogs. Thank you guys all for watching, and let's get started. So at number 5, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, they moved to Vegas. Not sure if that was the greatest move, but anyway, back to the topic. The Raiders have a very good-looking team, with stars like Darren Waller and rising star Josh Jacobs, who was a rookie sensation. They got players like Jonathan Abram and newly acquired wide receiver talent Henry Ruggs. And they also got Derek Carr. A few years ago, Derek Carr led their team to 10-6 and he was an MVP candidate. Derek Carr did look very, very good, and it's not been too long since then. So I believe he does have a chance to play well. The only problem is, let's look at their division. They got the Chargers, the Broncos, the Chiefs, and obviously the Raiders. Some of those teams I'll be talking about later in the video, but that seems like a tough division because Chiefs are going to make the playoffs, which means that they're going to have to make a wild card spot, which is never the easiest thing to do. But if Derek Carr performs well, their defense performs well, I believe that they are poised to make the playoffs and even make an underdog story to the Super Bowl. And at number 4, we have the Denver Broncos. Right now, the Denver Broncos look like a young team poised for greatness. Like this offseason alone, they have signed star safety Justin Simmons. They acquired veteran AJ Boye. They acquired players like Jarrell Casey and Graham Glasnow. Those are all great players. And the Broncos look like they have a solid team. They obviously drafted Jerry Jeudy, who looks like he is going to be great in the NFL. And their starting quarterback, Drew Lock, looks promising. I mean, his first year, he looked promising. And if you look at some of the clips, this team does look like it has a chance. They obviously got running backs like Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay. They already had players like Courtland Sutton. And now their defense looks really evil with players like Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons, AJ Boye, Bradley Chubb, and obviously Von Miller. So I really do feel like this team has a chance to make it to the playoffs and possibly to the Super Bowl. But of course, the problem with this is they're in the same division as the Raiders. So either the Raiders make it to the playoffs, or the Broncos do, or they both do, or neither of them do. And so I feel like it's going to be a battle between the Broncos and the Raiders for who gets the AFC wildcard spot, because the Chiefs are going to make it to the playoffs no matter what. And at number 3, I know this one really isn't much of a sleeper since a lot of people are hyped up for them again, but it is the Cleveland Browns. Let's just take a quick look at the Cleveland Browns team right now. They have Baker Mayfield as their quarterback, who in his first year showed promise to be great. This year, obviously, he did not really show much and was kind of a disappointment, but I really do feel like the Browns have a solid team. Let's look at the running back. They got Nick Chubb, one of the best in the league, and their backup is Kareem Hunt. That's an impressive backup. Then their wide receivers are obviously OBJ and Jarvis Landry, two of the best receivers in the league. And they also acquired in offseason moves Austin Hooper, one of the best tight ends in the league. They also have as their backup tight end David Njoku, one of the most underrated tight ends in the league. And their offensive line looks great. They drafted Jedrick Willis Jr. They also picked up Joel Bitonio and Jack Conklin. And obviously their defense is also really good. They have players like Carl Joseph, Denzel Ward, Olivier Vernon, and Myles Garrett. So those just listing off their team, and off of there you see so many great players. They obviously also signed a new head coach, and their team looks good. And now taking a look at their division. Their division includes the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Ravens. Ravens are making the playoffs, so I feel like it's between the Browns and the Steelers for who will make the wild card round. Because the Browns right now look poised to make the wild card round, but the Steelers are the Steelers. They always make it somewhere, no matter what happens. Coming in at number 2, we got the Chicago Bears. Honestly, one of my favorite teams to watch. Mitchell Trubisky has shown some signs of being great. Tariq Cohen's is already great, and they have a star wide receiver core in Allen Robinson, my opinion, underrated, and Anthony Miller and Ted Ginn. So looking at their offense, you already see some very promising players, and then their defense is where it gets really exciting. I love Khalil Mack. They got Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks. They also got players like Eddie Goldman and Eddie Jackson and Kyle Fuller and Robert Quinn and Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith. All players that have made a name for themselves in the NFL. This team does look great. This defense looks scary like last year also. So I feel like if their offense can just pick it up a little bit and Mitchell Trubisky can pick it up a little bit, they will do so good. And now let's take a look at their division. Their division includes the Packers, the Vikings, and also the Lions. The Lions are not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. The Vikings look promising for the playoffs, and the Packers, I have no idea where they are right now. Aaron Rodgers is not happy with the Packers, and the Vikings, I'm just not sure. So I feel like the Bears have a chance to win the NFC North because they look like a good team, and their team looks good enough to make it. All they got to do is make sure that their quarterback actually plays like they should play, and I feel like they will make the playoffs and have a potential underdog story to make the Super Bowl and probably lose. And now in the number 1 spot, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Looking at the Arizona Cardinals, they look insane right now. Quarterback Rookie of the Year, Offense Rookie of the Year, Kyler Murray. Running back, Kenyon Drake. They obviously picked up D-Hop, and they have Christian Kirk and Larry Fitz at wide receiver. That is a lethal wide receiver core right there. Then their offensive line looks good, and their defense have players like Isaiah Simmons, who was drafted, Chandler Jones, and Patrick Peterson. This team looks great. Obviously, they made that giant offseason move and stole away DeAndre Hopkins for Kyler Murray. And this defense is obviously going to be carried on the back of Chandler Jones, the most underrated player in the NFL, saying it right now. But the offense looks so lethal. Look at this. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk and Kenyon Drake. That just looks evil. And now taking a look at their division has some powerhouses. Their division has the Seahawks and the 49ers and the Rams. And to be fair, I feel like the Seahawks and the 49ers have a big chance to make the playoffs. But also, I feel like if the Cardinals step it up, they have a great chance. Because looking at their team, it just looks great. Kyler Murray showed so much promise last year. D-Hop is always a number 1 receiver. And in my opinion, the second best receiver in the league, only to Julio Jones. But this team looks great, and I believe that they will make the playoffs, and I believe that they will have a chance to make a run for the Super Bowl. Well, anyway, guys, that wraps up this video. This has been AC Analysis. I am so sorry for not making a video yesterday. I just didn't have time to do it. Something came out of nowhere, but my goal is to post once every 2 days. And thank you guys all for watching. This video should be up soon. See ya.